Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Funko Pop of the 2014 Comic-Con exclusive Flocked Rocket Raccoon. First off, I gotta say, Rocket looks awesome with the flocking effect done. I think he looks even better than the regular Rocket Pop, which I previously reviewed. First of all, this one's head is on straighter. You know, the one that I had, his head pointed down. That's just the luck of the draw. You know, bobbleheads kind of come out wonky. But the flocking effect does look cooler. I like that they did sculpting on the original one, and that sculpted hair is kind of cool, but he just looks way more awesome with this flocked fur on, so I really dig that. Now, the actual pop itself has a few tiny, minor little issues. Just like all the Rocket Pops that I've ever seen. You know, the brown paint right on those little loops right there. Never really seen good branded paint lines on that. And this little, you know, like crotch area doesn't fill in the sculpted space. But other than that, the oranges and brown on this are painted really well. Overall, I'm very happy with how his gun turned out. The paint on the gun turned out pretty clean. One thing that irks me on this is the kind of flocking that's on his side here. When I was picking this up at the Funko booth, I didn't want to take too long comparing stuff because there are people waiting in line behind you, but one thing I noticed is that, I guess because his arm is so close to the body, when they're flocking his arm, some flocking got onto this brown section on the side of his outfit, and that's supposed to be costume material and not fur, so it's kind of annoying. Some of them had way more. I looked at a few, and this was the cleanest one I found that had the least amount of flocking on his costume, so that's a bit of an annoyance. But the quality of the flocking everywhere else is really good. Like his arms look good. The way it kind of bounces into the gun looks pretty good. I mean, a little bit gets under the gun, but that's so tight, it's kind of hard to avoid that. One of the things I like is the mixture of paint within the flocking. I think his feet, especially this foot, looks really solid compared to just like the blanketing black paint that went across his right foot. But what I'm really impressed with is the tail. I think this painting on the tail looks really good. The paint on the face was another thing I had to factor into when I was picking this one out. It wasn't as important as the flocking on his body, but I was looking for clean eyes. And this was the cleanest set of eyes that I found in my limited amount of time. And it does have that little bleed over in the area, but that was still the best one I found. One thing I didn't notice though at the time was this kind of like snotty schmutz around his nose. Again, not that noticeable, but overall, aside from those tiny things, the paint on the flocking area is actually very well done. His eyebrow area, his whole like mouth nose, the point, the way the flocking kind of fits over the sculpt looks really good. I think they did a great job flocking this figure. Even just like on the top of his head, that simple line going down the middle. It really does read like fur. And aside from that little tiny dot on the ears are really clean, at least the shape of the paint within them. But I really do think the fur style flocking on this not only reads well, but is so appropriate to this character that I really dig this pop a lot. This is one of my favorite Funko Pop con exclusives from this summer, so I'm really stoked that it turned out so good. Thanks for watching.